crazy that our guy Oz the Mentalist, was in the middle of doing a trick for Trump and Melania when this shit happened. That's just wild stuff. And there's an outside chance it was part of the trick.
What trick do you think he was doing?
Like, you get to the end of the shooter's manifesto, and it just says the last line is like 4 of clubs. And Oz is like, is this your card?
Welcome back to Macrodosing. I am your host, Arian Foster. And I got these other guys with me, Big T, Maddie Mac, and the star of the show, Eric. What is your last name?
Don't worry about it. Just I'm like
he's dead.
I'm like Cher.
You just share, just
yeah,
Eric.
it's one word. Just one word. It's good to see everybody. Arian, welcome back.
Thank you, brother.
Big T's here, Mad Dog McKenzie. They're both here. Today's episode is brought to you by DraftKings. You know what it is this week? Derby Week. One of the biggest events of the entire year, the fastest 2 minutes in sports when it comes to betting the Derby. DraftKings is your home for horse racing. Gentlemen, suit up. Ladies, bring out those wide brim hats. Those gates open. It's not just a race. It's the best sweat in sports, and it's not over till it's over. Picking your horse is half the fun. Name, jockey, number, colors. Everyone's got a reason. All the odds, all the races, all the best promos with the same DraftKings experience that you know and love. Right now, DraftKings has brought their King of the Track promotion. All DraftKings customers can opt in, bet $5 or more on a horse to win the Derby. If your pick crosses the finish line if your pick crosses the finish line first, you'll win a share of a $1 million prize pool. That's right. If your pick crosses the finish line first, you'll win a share of a $1 million prize pool. Who's going to reign supreme? Download the DK Horse Racing app. Use code MACRO. That's code MACRO on DK Horse. So that means it's not the same DraftKings app that you use. You got to download the DK Horse Racing app. Download that one. Use code MACRO. When you bet 5 or more on a horse to win the Derby, you get your shot at a piece of $1 million. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. All right, welcome back to Nanodosing. It is Tuesday. It's April 28th. And as a Kentucky Colonel, this is one of my favorite weeks of the year. What a great day it's going to be on Saturday. I cannot wait.
Is there a list of who they've given that out to most recently?
Please address me as sir during Derby week.
No, thanks.
I outrank you, Big T.
You do not.
There's probably tens of thousands. I think that there's a ton of people.
There's a Find a Colonel website.
It might even be more than tens of thousands. But I take the responsibilities very seriously.
It says they don't know why individuals have been commissioned Kentucky Colonels, but we know when they were bestowed the title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It makes sense. You can get it for pretty much anything. You just have to be a colonel to nominate somebody else. So I could nominate you in theory.
I respectfully decline. Actually, I disrespectfully decline.
You don't want to be a Kentucky Colonel?
No, thank you.
Well, we don't want you.
You think you're under actor, comedian?
I don't know.
Or sports?
Probably sports. We're nominated by Matt Jones from Kentucky Sports Radio, who I think listens to this show. He's a big fan of yours, Big T. You want to say hi to him?
Yeah, what's up, Matt? I consume his content every once in a while.
I love that. He appreciates you consuming his content. I've got a embrace debate for everybody that Big T sent over on Friday. The question that's sweeping the internet, I think we should discuss here. Arian, what do you think about this? Everyone in the world has to take a private vote by pressing a red or a blue button. If more than 50% of people press the blue button, everyone survives. If less than 50% of people press the blue button, only people who press the red button survive. Which button do you press?
What's that, game theory, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if I press the blue button, everybody survives.
Well, no, if
in theory. So if everybody presses the blue button, everybody survives. If only 50% of people press the blue button,
If everybody presses the
50%.
red button, everybody survives.
Oh, it's just the red button.
Well, no. If everyone presses either one, everyone survives. If fewer than 50% of people press blue, then only the people. If you press red, nothing happens to you. You walk away. It's the nothing happens button. If you press blue, you are gambling with your life that 50% of the world's population will also press blue.
But I wouldn't say that
agree.
I wouldn't say that nothing happens if you press the red button. If you press the red button and walk away, and more people press the red button than the blue button, everyone who pressed the blue button dies.
Which would beg the question why anyone would ever press it.
Because I think the reasoning would be that you don't want to kill people that didn't press it.
But if everyone acts in their own self-interest...
But a lot of people don't act in their own self-interest. That's where it comes in.
So
just press the red button. You got to press the red button.
I'm actually shocked that you said that. I agree with you 100%, but I'm there is a lot of I would guess the red and blue button pushers, from what I have seen on social media, fall pretty hard into the party lines of those two colors. I think there's a lot of argument that the blue button is the moral choice, given that it saves everyone.
I don't know that there's a moral choice in this question.
I would actually argue pushing the blue button is the immoral choice, forcing others to gamble their life to make up for your poor decision.
Wait, if you press the blue button and everybody does it, then everyone survives.
If everyone presses red, everyone survives.
Right, but not if just like 51% of people press the blue button, everyone survives.
But it's an unnecessary risk.
Yeah, but if you go by the red button, if let's say 60% of people press the red button, then 40% of people all die.
Which would beg the question why they ever pressed blue.
Because they wanted to make sure that everybody could survive. If everybody did what a blue button pusher did, nobody would die.
You also have to, I believe the final...
Actually, just if the majority of people do what the blue button people do, then nobody dies.
I believe the final tally of the poll, I'm pulling it back up right now. So it was 57.9, 58 for blue, 42 for red.
Yep.
That's people just pushing, and that's 100,000 vote sample size, so very large. That's just people saying, no consequences whatsoever. Now you're in a voting booth.
Yeah.
Your life is on the line. Your heart rate's at 170.
Yep.
And you are asking yourself, am I willing to put my life on the line, gambling that everyone else in the world is going to do that also? But I think it would be red in a landslide.
Based on the results of this poll, nobody dies.
Correct.
Yeah, because the majority of people press blue. Now, I want to know what would happen with this poll. Like, what if we had reversed the blue and the red buttons? Do you think that Democrats reading this are like subtly more likely to press blue, and Republicans are impressed by the red button, so they want to do that?
I don't know.
Like, or if it was like a yellow button and an orange button, like red and blue. There's some marketing that goes in those two colors.
There were people who did various interpretations of this on Twitter also, and phrased it differently, and the polls were 90-10 in favor of what would be the red option.
Okay.
Everyone in the world has to make a decision. You either drink a cup of water or you can drink a cup of poison. If more than 50% of people choose poison, everyone immediately gets the antidote and survives. Anyone who drinks water obviously survives either way. What do you do? It's 87-12.
Okay.
It's the exact same situation.
You're banking on humans, and that is the least trustworthy thing in my life. So,
I agree.
There's no way, like, I don't think it's a moral. I don't think it's a moral thing, because it's not me. I'm not the one. Whoever designed the test is immoral. That's what I say. So I just want to exist. I want to survive, and I'm banking on other humans doing the right thing.
Also,
hell no.
Your vote is out of 8 billion. It does not affect the outcome whatsoever.
I agree. I'm out. Red button all day. Water all day.
I love that. And like I said, it was 58-42 with no consequences.
Mhm.
I think if that's a real test, given those results, it's 75-25 red.
I don't know. Well, you also have to weigh the fact that this is the majority of people who vote in this are very online people
Yes.
that use the X.com platform. In real life, if you were to give this to the entire world, here's the case for voting blue on this, on the blue button. If you gave this to the entire world, there would be, I would say, probably a majority of people that are voting on this that do not understand game theory, including children, including people like under the age of 18. And if I'm voting red, I could potentially wipe out like 40% of the world's population, including a lot of people that were too young to understand the premise or did not fully grasp the concept of game theory. Whereas if everybody just decided to vote blue, all you have to do is hit 51, 52%, and then everybody survives. So it's like, would you morally be okay with potentially killing hundreds of millions of people?
You're not killing
that
them.
Didn't understand by my choice, contributing to their death.
I guess I would ask you, what do you think would happen? Like, what do you think the results would be?
I think it would be more than 50% that voted blue.
Oh, I think you're nuts.
Because I don't think everybody understands game theory.
I think you're nuts.
What are you voting?
What would I vote?
Or what are you pushing? Yeah, what are you pushing?
The logical answer is red. I would probably, I don't know, because then I think all you have to do is just get 51% for blue. And then you also have to think about,
that's a lot.
You also have to think about like people that you actually know could vote blue and die. And then you're like, oh, I just killed grandma.
Grandma, I'm hitting grandma and telling her to vote red. Like, what are we doing?
Grandma's going to vote for everybody to live. You know that. Grandma's sweet.
Grandma, vote red. Or you're going to die because you're dealing with people, man. You're not dealing with, like, you're dealing with people. People are not trustworthy subjects.
I think a lot of people would be uncomfortable with the option that would lead them to having billions of people dying. That's what I think. So I think it would be a majority blue.
I would encourage everyone that I possibly could to just hit red.
What would be the gas prices if the demand went down?
Probably pretty good.
Say we off 4 billion people, 5 billion people.
What about this?
Gas prices.
You sound like Bill Gates right now. You sound like
Well, he is a
UN.
He is a eugenicist.
Yeah.
It's not.
What about would it change your mind at all, Big T? Is if the Blues won, but then afterwards all the votes were public, would that change your mind at all?
No.
Or it was like Big T wanted all of you guys to die?
No. I'm making my vote public right now. No, I don't want anyone to die.
Okay.
I think it behooves everyone to press red.
It does, but not everyone's going to press red.
That I can't control, which is precisely why you vote red. You just made the exact case for doing it.
I actually agree.
But my case includes people that don't understand game theory, that have not been exposed to like learning about this. Doesn't make you a bad person. Doesn't make you stupid.
Then you have a simple choice: press the red button and you survive. This is not. You don't have to. They don't have to understand game theory. You have to understand your survival, your basic need to survive. You press this, you survive. End of story.
He's right.
It's true.
I don't begrudge people that would press blue. I think in a perfect world, I would press blue, but we just don't live in that place.
I even while I don't agree with it, I understand the argument for blue. It's just not gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
I think
it's like it's the Batman Dark Knight thing.
Prisoner's
You haven't
Dilemma.
seen it, huh, Big T? Yep. Well, he's just,
I'll see it at some point.
I think you just saw a whole boat full of Gotham. It showed you the good people who they really are.
That was something.
that was a great impression.
That's how Batman talks for whatever the fucking I don't know. I used to hate that shit. Why do you talk like that, B? Let her go.
And Bruce Wayne does not talk like that.
I said Batman.
I know. But when Bruce, like, I don't know what it is when he puts on the cape, when he puts on the outfit, I start talking like this.
Where are they?
I'm Batman.
Where are they?
I just know I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. All right, that was a good debate.
That took over the internet for 48 hours, unlike anything I've seen recently. I don't remember the last time everyone was as locked in on something seemingly random as that.
Yeah, I would.
So much so they tried to kill the president again. We haven't even gotten to it. We're 15 minutes in.
That is true. Wait, who's they?
Just the general the blue button pushers.
The blue button put. What? Do you think that it correlates to voting?
Not probably strongly.
I think there might be a little bit. I was halfway joking, but there might be a little bit of correlation just because of the colors, that people feel like they should vote one way or the other.
I think there were more correlations than that, but yeah, I think there were some similarities.
So Donald Trump was at the White House Correspondents dinner on Saturday, during the Wolves-Nuggets game, and somebody tried to break in, had a shotgun, a pistol, knives, got taken down by security outside the dining room. And I say during the Wolves-Nuggets game because then it broke into the Wolves-Nuggets coverage in the second half, and there were a lot of people that were upset that the president was talking during the second half of the game. But that's kind of how things work when somebody tries to kill the president. He survived, obviously. The shooter was apprehended. The shooter was staying at the hotel, exploiting a security weakness. Let me just say, that security system sucks. If that's what you have in place for the White House Correspondents' dinner, anybody that's staying in the hotel gets to just skip by like 3 layers of security just because they paid for a room like a month ago. That is a massive gap in the safety procedure. So I'm thinking some people are gonna be fired after that one.
Did you were you watching the Timberwolves game?
I was, yeah.
Were you more concerned about the president or Anthony Edwards' knee?
That was a nasty knee injury.
Wasn't it? It was like
backwards, yeah.
I was concerned. I was very.
It's out for a couple weeks.
I was more concerned with Dante, if we're being honest. Dante's Achilles, yeah.
Tough.
I had Dante over. I think I laddered his threes that game. Shout out DraftKings, early exit protection. After 1 minute, he got out of the game. Really, actually saved me. Other companies make you go and pay for it for the insurance, but I had it naturally baked in. That's the actual truth. I was so pumped that DraftKings. When I looked at the thing, I was like, okay, it's a bummer that his Achilles is hurt, but at least we get our money back here.
Football, that's the best too.
Yeah. But yeah, so they did cut into the game. Then I saw some of the clips that started to come out. Crazy that our guy Oz the Mentalist, was in the middle of doing a trick for Trump and Melania when this shit happened. Like that's just wild stuff. And there's an outside chance it was part of the trick.
What trick do you think he was doing?
I don't know. I said on part of my take it'd be funny if like you get to the end of the shooter's manifesto and it just says the last line is like 4 of clubs. And I was just like, is this your card? Obviously a scary situation. Do we know anything about the Secret Service agent that got shot or the security? I think he was wearing a bulletproof vest, so I don't think anybody died, right?
Yeah, I don't believe so.
So everyone's safe, which is good. They apprehended the shooter whose plan was to just like run past security and shoot his way inside. Fortunately, it didn't get to that. And they took him down. So I'm glad he was arrested. And then there was so much footage and so many cameras that were going on inside the building. You got to see how everyone reacted. Dana White seemed like he was taking it all in.
He was happy.
Yeah, he was like, this is awesome. I get to see this. He was looking around, like taking mental notes of everything, like really, truly living in the moment.
It was a very odd scene, not just him, like the people that were taking chugs of alcohol as it was happening. Like,
yeah,
the whole thing was very odd.
And then the post-game press conference that they did, like Cash got up there. He looked like he was locked in.
Which, by the way, I thought he was getting fired.
I don't know what's going on with Cash. He was locked in, though. You see how locked in he was?
No.
He was locked in at the press conference. And then there was a clip of Hegseth like patrolling the room after the shooting, head on a swivel. It was some scary stuff. I'm really glad that everybody's safe. I think as much as some people don't like I think it'd be terrible for the country if anything happened to him. I think it'd be really, really bad. Just like, when he was running for president, the assassination attempt out in Butler, like that would be terrible for the country if something like that happened.
Did you know that Cash was not included in the targets? He was explicitly omitted.
Really?
In the manifesto.
What did it say? I haven't read the manifesto.
While I'm discussing this, I'll also go over my expected rules of engagement, probably in a terrible format, but I'm not military, so too bad. Administration officials, parentheses, not including Mr. Patel. They are targets prioritized from highest ranking to lowest. Secret Service, they are targets only if necessary and to be incapacitated non-lethally if possible. AKA, I hope they're wearing body armor because center mass with shotguns messes up people who aren't. Okay.
So it sounds like he's thinking about this like a video game. Like he's going to run in if it's a secret. I don't want to kill this guy, so I'll take out my sedative and I'll just apply it to the back of his neck. He'll pass out silently and I'll move on to the next checkpoint. Like I don't think this guy had a serious plan. He had the stuff to carry it out, but I don't think he had like a coherent plan for getting through security. So not including Cash Patel.
That's what he said.
I wonder how Cash feels about that.
I mean,
would you feel good?
I guess better for you in that situation that you weren't a target, but also you kind of want to be a target, right?
Yeah, I think
I mean, you don't, but
I think he would have felt way better if the guy had actually accomplished his goals and Cash was not taken out.
Correct.
But the fact that he accomplished nothing
then you want to be a target.
And then also found out, oh yeah, by the way, you weren't even a target. That's got to be kind of a kick to his ego. If
the red button is you're not a target.
Yeah.
The blue button is you're a target, but he might not get to kill you.
Yeah. If enough people press the blue button, then Secret Service takes him out before he kills anybody.
Right.
Yeah. I think Cash probably, in theory, I think he would like to be included.
So Cash is a blue button pusher.
Yeah, as a top dog. Yeah, it was scary stuff. I'm glad that nothing happened. Besides, obviously, like sneaking in. But I'm glad nobody was killed because that would have been pretty bad.
Why are we still having the White House Correspondents' dinner?
I don't know. They call it Nerd Prom.
That
so
seems
it's
apt.
like all the dorks from the DC political media get together, and I think the original idea behind it was let's drop the act for a night and all hang out and have a good time. And I think it's kind of outlived its usefulness at this point.
Yeah.
Although,
did you hear there's like a little time travel conspiracy going on about this?
Okay, hit
I
me.
have not.
You haven't heard this? All right, let me gather the evidence.
Okay, while you gather, I'll just say, Big T, without the White House Correspondents' Dinner, Trump probably would not be president.
Yeah, I guess we'll never know.
Because Obama, when he was doing one of his, he just ripped into Trump, who was in the audience.
2011.
Just made fun of him mercilessly, and Trump was just staring at him, and he was doing the Cam Newton. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's his origin moment.
Head nod, and at that point, he decided he's gonna do it, and he did it.
He did.
And he did that shit. All right, what's the conspiracy?
While Arian finds it, speaking of prom, did you see that high school baseball team?
No.
It was in Florida. They had a playoff game on Saturday, and it was the same day as their prom. And like all the seniors went to prom, and they didn't play in the game, and they got killed.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
The scheduling. I blame the schedule for that.
Yeah, so there are people saying, why couldn't you just reschedule the game? But like, if you can't do that, you play in the game.
You should be able to reschedule.
It was a playoff game. I don't know.
You should be able to reschedule that. I don't envy the students that are put in that position. Ideally, you'd like to see your team like be a team and care about it, but also like it's these kids one chance at going to prom. They probably had their suits and dates and limos and all that shit picked out months in advance.
Yeah.
You also don't want them to miss their senior prom. Yeah, I put that. You know what? That school should do a second prom. Did they win?
No, they got killed.
Okay.
I think it was 12-1.
All right.
And their pitcher who had a 0.94 ERA was one of the ones who wasn't there.
Yeah. I mean, you probably feel awesome about that, though, if you're the other team.
Yeah.
Right? You feel really, really excited about
Playing
that.
the freshman team
Uh-huh.
in the playoffs.
All right, so here's what the internet has gathered.
Hit me.
All right. If you look at the tweet I just sent you, there's a guy by the name of Henry Martinez who tweeted on December 21st, 2023, Cole Allen.
I did see this.
Okay. So Cole Allen's the dude that attempted the I guess he attempted assassination. But if you look at his background photo picture, like the little header,
Yep.
that is a picture taken from I think I'm getting this right. It is a website about, I think some company. Okay, here it is. 3D, a study on quality and 3D designation of tangible cultural heritage. Something about a time machine. And this was in May 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And Henry Martinez.
Okay, so the header picture is from an organization called Time Machine that is dedicated. They do 3D digitalization of tangible cultural heritage to provide format standards, benchmarks, methodologies, and guidelines. I'm going to look up this company.
He worked at like Lockheed Martin or something, or a guy named Henry Martinez did.
There you go. Okay, so Cole Thomas Allen interned at NASA in 2014, the same year the NASA paper with Henry Martinez as the author. December 2023, that X account Henry Martinez posts Cole Allen, a screenshot of the EU Time Machine project, and if you look at this, a lot of people are doing this. That image also, what is it called? Overlaid over the picture of Donald Trump when he first got shot. They say it matches.
So I saw this. The painting in particular. I mean, you have to be looking real hard. If no one ever overlaid that and like did the, changing the transparency, whatever, you would never see that ever.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to this theory. I just this is what the internet streets is
and
saying,
also that tweet. This has happened before where I don't know if he actually tweeted Cole Allen 3 years ago and then had a bunch of other tweets and deleted them all, or if he somehow made this look like it was 3 years ago, whatever it was. But there are ways that you can, if you just tweet Queen Elizabeth is going to die on August 20th of 2022, or whenever, I don't know, when did she die? Then August 21st, August 22nd, and you just tweet it a billion times, eventually you're going to get it right, and then you just delete all the other ones and be like, look at this guy, he knew. So I think it's one of those situations, but who knows?
Yeah, no, I don't subscribe to this, but it's fun. And so the other thing was that his profile picture was Pepe, the little frog meme, holding a little glass with a tuxedo on. So it had the streets buzzing.
It is crazy.
Well, there has been that before where like somebody tweeted like one thing randomly years before it happened. I forget.
Yeah, what happens from time to time is somebody will tweet a bunch of stuff, and then they'll go delete everything except for the one thing that ended up being an accurate prediction. And then people will be like, oh, they already knew. Like somebody did that, I think, with some sort of Super Bowl prediction. They'll say like in 2020, the 49ers and the Chiefs will play in the Super Bowl, and the Kansas City Chiefs will win or something like that. But they'll also have same tweets being like, the Detroit Lions and the Bills will play in 2020. And then when it happens, they go back, delete everything else. This one, I don't know how many names this guy said. Cole Allen, not the most common name, but I would say not like a crazy one of one name either.
Yeah, no, I don't believe it, but it's fun.
How did they take this guy out without killing him, without shooting him? That's what I want to know.
Well, they tried to, right?
What?
I don't know.
Because there were shots in the hotel, right?
Right, because I think he might have shot a Secret Service agent who was wearing a bulletproof vest.
And the
I think
original
I read that.
report was that they'd killed him.
Right. Originally, they said this guy's dead.
Yeah. But then I don't think he even got hit, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything about that.
Because he was just kind of laying there arrested, like.
Well, he's gonna be arraigned today. So we'll probably find out after we record this, before the show comes out. We'll probably get like a glimpse of him in court, or at least some pictures.
Did we ever hear anything from about the other guy?
Which other guy?
The guy that tried to take out Trump the first time? We ain't
The
hear
one that
nothing
hit
about
him in the ear?
Yeah.
No, kind of just fizzled out eventually. The second guy is in jail, right?
Yeah, the second guy has like a lengthy paper trail of writing letters to the editor at various places that he's lived throughout his life. Mostly complaining about graffiti and weird shit. But like it.
What about the Charlie Kirk guy?
I think they're holding a lot of that very close to the vest until the trial. That's the thing I've noticed recently. Like a lot of people online, and this is not a left or right thing. In fact, I've seen it pretty evenly from both regarding Charlie Kirk. People being like, why haven't they told us anything about like what's going on with this guy? They don't have to tell you anything. In fact, it could be like an investigation. It could be detrimental to the case if they leak it to the news before the trial happens. Like competent law enforcement, they hold stuff until the trial, then they show the evidence that they have, and then they use that to get their job is to get a conviction, not to win over the court of public opinion. I think when Cash was getting involved right off the bat, Cash didn't really fully comprehend the goal of doing an FBI investigation, which would be to convict the person that shot the guy. And he was more concerned about looking competent and being like, hey, we got him. Like, good job, us. Here's what we got on the guy. But I think as cooler heads prevailed, they're just like, you will get your evidence, but you have to wait for it, because if you leak it to the press, then that could be seen as like tainting the jury.
And this is the same hotel that Reagan got shot at, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Should probably look into the security measures at this place.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was 40 years ago.
2 presidents getting shot in, I mean...
Right. But I mean, 40 years,
you'd prefer 40 years, 0 presidents trying to
I would agree
shot.
with that. I would say that this, yeah, whatever security they had in place at this dinner, pretty lackluster. In fact, I think I read that in the guy's manifesto, he just ripped into the security.
Yeah, he said, I walked in with 2 guns and nobody even batted an eye.
Yeah. But yeah, for the first guy, the guy in Butler, there was like some stuff that got leaked a few months ago. Remember, I think Tucker Carlson put out some stuff. They found some of the YouTube comments that he had made, and it looked like he went from being like hardcore right to hardcore left, and like bounced back and forth. I don't know. It was kind of crazy. Like,
how does one bounce back and forth?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like the track record of comments that Tucker put out was just like all over the map, and all of his opinions were insane.
Do we think Trump's Secret Service is I mean, clearly they're not doing an amazing job.
Well, they got this guy down. Like, this guy didn't
after he got through quite a few layers of...
I think the bottom line is if you have somebody that wants to like rush a security checkpoint that has guns, you can't stop that.
but he had been in the hotel prior
Right,
because he posted
yes.
that manifesto like 10 minutes before he did it.
Right. That part is the issue, I think. The fact that like he was like, yeah, this is so easy.
He'd scoped it out.
I can just check into the hotel and then they won't like check ID for me or they won't make sure that I'm here, like that I'm not invited for the dinner because I'm currently staying in the hotel. Like, it's a pretty massive loophole in presidential security. So I don't know. He seemed to just say nice things about Secret Service. I think he was happy afterwards that they took him out and that nobody got hurt. But yeah, this is way too close. Like, it's the third time now. The second time, the guy had a gun.
Second time, it seems like they got to the guy pretty quick.
They got to him quick. He didn't. Yeah, he like hit the road, didn't fire any shots or anything like. But still, like, you'd rather not have somebody with a gun waiting for the president on a golf course. But like 2 times where there have been shots fired in like an act of very real possibility that the president gets killed, or and I guess in one of those cases, he's running for president. You would like to button up those security measures somehow if you could.
And he's got 3 years left.
Right.
I mean, it's going to happen again.
Oh my God, does he really? This shit's going by slow.
I think it will too, Big T, because I think
only 2 years and 9 months.
Trump, he
Damn.
loves being out in public, like showing up at events. It's like one of his favorite things to do. Is like show up.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not
To
even. I mean, one was a
fanfare.
campaign event, which is very commonplace,
Right.
and then this was something that the president goes to. He hasn't gone, right? But the president is usually there. every
Usually
year.
goes, but you know what I'm saying? Like he'll show up at a baseball game. You know, like
Yeah.
he'll be. It'll be like Alabama.
But those
Saturday night
seem
he'll
to-
be like, I want to go to a football game.
But you hear every time he goes to one of those, like people waiting in line 2 hours to get into the stadium. The security at those seems to be better than these events that the president's supposed to be at.
That is true, because I think massive sporting events they've got their protocols in place already.
Yeah.
For security. Like if he goes to a UFC fight, they host like 20 of those a year. They know exactly like how to make sure that they can control what gets in, what gets out. This UFC thing at the White House is going to be wild too.
You're telling me for the first time.
Wait.
I don't know about this.
Wait, shut up.
I don't follow UFC. I don't.
Shut up.
They're doing
Big
UFC at the White House?
You're just finding about this for the first time?
That's what I said.
On the T-Man's birthday, I think.
When
Also,
is that?
well, it's the 250th birthday of the United States. That's why they're doing it. But also, it just so happens that I think it's on his birthday.
They're having a UFC event at the White House.
On the White House lawn.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
Yo,
shocked. you
this
didn't
is a
know this.
parody.
I don't follow
Really.
UFC. I don't.
Yeah, this is
We live in a parody.
this is a bad
This
idea.
this
It's a bad idea. I'm gonna be the first person that has the balls to say it. It's a bad idea.
It's like some universe.
What-
I think I've said this before. It's like there's some universe
One,
where they're like, yo, there's a universe where like a Donald Trump is president and they have like a UFC fight
Yeah.
on the lawn. Isn't that crazy?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not.
we live
I wouldn't call myself a UFC hater. I don't hate the UFC. I watch some of their big fights. It can be very, very entertaining sport. I respect the fuck out of the people that reach the top levels of it because of the amount of training and discipline that it takes. Extremely difficult sport. It's stupid as fuck that we're doing it at the White House. We can agree, right?
I'm requesting tickets to UFC Freedom 250 Fan Fest.
The security that's going to be in place, I think it's going to be outdoors for the most part.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
I mean, as we've been over.
It's going to be outdoors in Washington in the summertime. What if it rains? What if there's lightning? It's going to be humid as fuck because it's built on a swamp.
Chad, is today the 27th? The request window for UFC Freedom 250 closed at midnight.
Oh, no. I can't believe you didn't hear about this.
I didn't hear about it either, brother.
Yeah, it's going to be a full-on UFC fight on the White House lawn.
Nice.
I think this is a bad idea.
In a security way or just
Security
it's
and
dumb way?
security and spectacle type of way.
I mean, everything he does is, I guess, a bad idea in a security fashion.
Yeah. I just don't think the spectacle of having it like on the White House lawn is. I don't think that's what How is that America?
Are we doing like July 4th this year? Is there anything big extra happening? Like, I feel like it's going a little under the radar, the 250.
There's a committee. Oh, now you're putting down the president's efforts at recognizing 250.
I am, because I feel like we're coming right up to it, and I haven't heard of anything big happening.
There's a massive committee that's in charge. It's called the Presidential 250 Committee. They've got a logo and everything.
I have seen the logo.
It was on footballs.
It was on the Super Bowl uniforms.
Yeah, it was on footballs too. I think it's been on some basketball stuff too. He's getting it out there.
But are we doing something, or do we just have a logo?
The logo went on. Did you not hear me? The logo was on NFL footballs.
Got it.
It's a little snappy right there.
Oh, he didn't respond to the fact that we had the logo on footballs.
It's a little snappy. Okay.
Let's see, 250 Presidential Committee. Let's see what they're up.
Is July 4th going to be bigger, or are we doing a fireworks show? What are we doing?
I'm sure the downtown mall in DC will have a massive fireworks display. Yeah.
Are we ever getting that parade? He wanted to do a big parade.
I think it rained. That's the thing, is like, I think it rained
last
year, so it kind of. We did a parade, but it just wasn't that big. Can't control the rain.
Real quick, should I allow cookies or not allow cookies?
That's a great question. Like in the traditional sense, yeah, I always allow cookies, but in the much more real online sense, I don't know. It varies from site to site.
What, you know what? Hold on. I don't even know what the fuck cookies are, man. Let me see. Hold on.
They like store things from web pages that you visit.
See what Claude has to say about cookies. Internet cookies are small text files that websites store on your device, computer, phone, tablet, when you visit them. They're basically little notes that sites use to remember things about you and your activity. So it's like tracking your activity online?
Yep.
Should I accept cookies? Depends on the site, but a reasonable default is reject all or necessary only.
Yeah, usually there's a button that says only accept necessary or something.
All right. Well, I just accepted America's cookies. America250.org. Prepare for July 4th.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. The Ambassador Circle is a group of people that are representing America for 250, including Lance Bass from NSYNC, Willie Brown from San Francisco, Gloria Estefan from Miami. It's still very unclear what they actually do.
These are our finest?
No, those are some of the ambassadors.
Okay.
But I don't know what the ambassadors do. They don't actually do any of the work, I don't think. But they just, like, they're maybe the face.
What list celebrity would you consider those people?
Which one? Lance Bass?
All three.
I think Lance Bass is a B-list.
Really?
Yeah, Lance Bass is B-list. He's done like reality shows and stuff. Wasn't he like with NASA for a while doing something with them?
I think a B-list is a very, very famous person.
I think Lance Bass is pretty famous.
I think he's solidly famous.
I would say maybe now B- list, C+, but like to a certain group, he is as famous gets.
Yeah.
Who's Lance Bass?
Case in point.
Yep. He was in NSYNC.
2 Americas, though.
Oh, okay. I've seen this dude before. The name wouldn't have got me. The face would have.
So yeah, 250. Big T, I'm sure we can hit up Jack Mack. He'll get you in.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I've never been to a UFC event.
He'll get you in.
It doesn't. I need there to be an objective beyond just beating the shit out of somebody, and I do get it.
Mm-hmm.
I do understand the appeal. It's just for me, I need you to try to be scoring something or.
I know, but you understand that combat sports, the objective is to make the other person unconscious.
I do, and I understand the appeal. I do get it.
Yeah.
Because I like that element in with my other sports. I just need something a little extra.
Okay.
Like when a linebacker just cleans somebody's clock and you're like, he might be knocked out. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Hope he's okay, but I love that.
Haven't heard that one in a while. Clean his clock. Clean his clock. Been a while.
Yeah. They don't let you do it anymore. It's probably why.
Yeah, clean the clock. You just have to. You got to sweep it a little bit. Dust his clock.
Any hard hits a penalty. It's a shame. TikTok football.
Yeah, I haven't watched basketball. The Lakers are in the playoffs. I haven't watched basketball all year. And I was watching the Minnesota, who they playing? Minnesota, I don't know. That game that got interrupted by Trump. And it's just, I don't know, man. I'm old now, dog. I seen 2 7-footers doing this shit at the top of the key.
Mhm.
Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit, bro. Get your big ass down in the paint, bro. I'm off it, dog. I can't watch this shit no more. And we're gonna see a football coming right back around what I'm feeling, but I might be off basketball, man.
It's baseball season.
It is, and I got to tap back in. I have been grinding so hard to get right for my golf tournament that I just shut everything off. But
How'd you do in this one?
I did not do good in this tournament, Big T.
It's a shame.
I did not do good at all. It is one of the hardest courses on the PGA Tour, though. The Bear Trap, the PGA National.
Yeah.
It's just designed really well to fuck with your game. It's designed really well. They have this hole on number 4. I hit the fairway every day, but you can't hold the green. Like, it's designed. There's a sand trap in front of it, and the green slopes down, and the greens are fast. So in order to hit the green, you have to spin it like a pro, and I can't. Like, it's hard to do. And so I was off the back every single time. Chip shots were wayward because the lies are so tight, or there's some shitty grass. It was tough. It was a tough outing, man. It made me think about my golf life for a while.
Yeah, to make you think about quitting.
I did, actually.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought about not playing this shit no more.
Yeah.
But when I got back, I played the next day. So
that's how it is. I played this course in Chicago last year, and it was so hard. And I want to look at what I think it was like a 116, but it was probably more like a 122, 123. It was just a soul-sucking round of golf. I quit at the end of it. I tried to give away my clubs afterwards, and then like 2 days later, I got invited to the Internet Invitational, so I was like, I'm back. And then I went back to it with Hank last week, played it on Wednesday, I think, maybe Tuesday, and just tore that motherfucker up. And so back. Had a 93 that could have been easily like an 85, 86 if it wasn't for my inability to get out of bunkers. But it was like, you look at the back 9 on that, and it was like par, triple, par, quad, par, double, which is like that. I'm so pumped to see all those pars. Like, golf feels so fun when you're doing that.
Oh, 1,000%. You feel unstoppable. And I argue, it's not even, I think it's just known. Regular courses are harder than PGA Tour courses. So, like, for example, the PGA National, it's not in tournament condition, right? So there's no sand in the bunkers.
Mm-hmm.
So the bunker shots become exponentially harder to do. So, like, if you just was to play a regular PGA Tour course, I would probably play better on that course than I would like a municipal that don't take care of it. Because it's like there's so many, like the lie of the ball matters. You know what I mean? Like, there's patches everywhere. The shit that Bryson was complaining about, that's a real thing, right? And he could execute it to a way higher degree than I can. But it's harder to chip off some shit like that. In the bunkers, if like on the number 1 bunker, there's no sand, right? And then on the number 3 bunker, there's a bunch of sand. Those are 2 entirely different shots.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to position the club differently. The weight transfers, everything's different. And so you have to like navigate that. That's just hard to do for like an average golfer. This is hard, man.
Now, Arian, you said you didn't do well. I'm looking at the leaderboard, and I don't see your name on here at all. Was there a cut?
Yeah, there's a cut line.
Oh, so you did not make it.
I did not make the cut.
Sorry to hear that.
Hey, man, we put forth our best effort in this life.
Shout out Brian McCann. He was. Did you meet him at all?
I don't know who that is.
He played on the Braves. One of my favorite players as a kid.
Gotcha. Yeah. The baseball play. This is why all the football players except for one are just playing catch up. Garrett Graham, who I used to play with for the Texans, he's a +2, I think. Cold as fuck, but he had been playing for a long time, right? All the football players, we playing catch up because baseball players, one, played for a long time, but two, like that's the golf swing is like they've been doing that for their own entire career. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just the easier motion for them. So we're all playing catch up. It's just a different game.
Arian, go
Different
on
game.
Twitter and search Junior Caminero Top Golf. Here, I'll find it and send it to you. This guy plays for the Tampa Bay Rays, and from the looks of it, like I don't even know if he plays golf at all.
Junior
Caminero. But the Rays went to a Top Golf, and he just stepped up and hit the ball like he was hitting a baseball, and he just sends it to the moon.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah,
and that's not like the swing of someone who plays golf.
It is.
You think?
The baseball swing and the golf swing are very similar motions, right? So he's getting in there, he's tucking his arm, like that's a natural motion, right? So like it took me years to understand, like me coming over the top, like trying to attack the ball because everything I was training for was to go, right? And so they already know how to like move their hips, transfer their weight. That's just easy for them. And so it's basically they struggle with slices because they come under so much. They just have to like there's like a simple switch for baseball swings, but like guys like us, we have to relearn the entire technique. But that's a nice, he had a nice little, that's probably a slice too though. Power, they have so much power. Like your boy, cuz name, he won it.
Smoltz?
Look at the top of the leaderboard again. Nah. Look at
Aaron
the top of the
Hicks
leaderboard.
won it.
Aaron Hicks won it. He's like the most powerful one in the field. Like he drives it like 350, like nasty. Like those dudes they just have so much length. It's just hard because that's what they did their entire career.
That's interesting because Aaron Hicks was an average major leaguer. Maybe had a season or two where he was pretty solid.
I think if you're a relief pitcher or just a pitcher in general in baseball, probably just a starting pitcher, you should get good at golf because you've got a lot of time. A lot of time to just hang out.
Smoltz and Glavine and Maddox would go just play with Tiger during spring training.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think one time, I forget if it was Smoltz who told the story, or I believe it was Smoltz. He was like, he went into Bobby Cox's office during spring training. He was like, "Hey, Skip, Tiger Woods invited me to play at Augusta tomorrow, but I know we have a game. Like, what's the deal?" And Bobby Cox was like, "It's fine. Just be back by tomorrow night." And so during spring training, John Smoltz went with Tiger, played Augusta, and then came back.
I mean, easily.
I would definitely do that.
Why would you not?
I would 1,000,000% do that. We got more to talk about on today's Nanodosing. It's brought to you by Fast Growing Trees. Did you know Fast Growing Trees is America's largest, most trusted online nursery? Thousands of trees, thousands of plants, over 2 million happy customers. You got all the plants that your yard or home needs, including fruit trees, privacy trees, flowering trees, shrubs, house plants, all grown with care, guaranteed to arrive healthy. Whatever you're looking for, Fast Growing Trees helps you find options that actually work for your climate, your space, and your lifestyle. You don't need a big yard. You don't need a ton of space. You can grow lemon, avocado, olive, or fig trees indoors, along with a wide variety of houseplants, all grown with care and hand-selected to thrive in your home. Right now, they have great deals on spring planting essentials, up to half off on select plants, and listeners to our show get 20% off their first purchase when using the code DOSE at checkout. That's an additional 20% off better plants and better growing at fastgrowingtrees.com using the code DOSE at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com, code DOSE. Now is the perfect time to plant. Let's grow together. Use DOSE to save today. Offers valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions apply. All right, Big T, I'm looking at the sheet that you sent over this morning. Surveillance state is coming even more than it is.
You see this?
Yeah, well, I'm somewhat familiar with it. They're putting cameras in your cars.
And like a kill switch.
Yeah, potentially a kill switch. So already in cars, they've got biometric data that, like, if you take your eyes off the road, it'll beep at you. On my car, it does that. If I'm at like a red light and the car in front of me goes and I don't go, it gives me like a slight, tiny little beep. And I think I can turn some of that stuff off if I wanted to. But but some of that stuff's already here. Like, it does monitor your eyes in a car, but now it looks like they're putting in technology that's going to try to determine whether or not you're intoxicated.
But it also said beyond that, it was like if the car can determine you're in a panic state or something or unfit to drive, it'll just turn off and won't let you drive. Like, what if you're having an emergency and you need to get somewhere?
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean panic state?
That was part of it. It's weird because this is part of a bill that I believe passed in the House. And it seems like the technology for everything that's in the bill doesn't even necessarily exist yet. I was listening to Thomas Massey talk about, he had an amendment to strike it down, and it failed. So it seems like this is for cars starting in 2027 and going forward, that the government wants this stuff put in. And I don't even know if all the car companies have the ability to do it yet.
Okay.
But some of what was listed was like, it was drunk driving, which... okay, sounds fine on its face, but then you keep going and it's like, well, yeah, if you're unfit to drive in any way, it can track everything and all sorts of stuff.
So the idea is, in theory, if you're intoxicated, you have a car that will shut you out.
Yes.
Right? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think if it was just intoxicated on its face, you could make the argument that that's good. I think it's very clear that this technology could and would be used for other things that are not good.
Right, in case anybody wanted to shut your car down.
And I think being mandated by the government is an obvious sign that that is the case.
Mm-hmm. Now, what if it saved 20,000 lives a year from drunk driving?
I mean, that there's no way to quantify that.
Well, you can see like how many times drunk driving has killed somebody.
But people could just not drive drunk also.
Right, but I'm saying they do drive drunk.
Those who are willing to sacrifice essential liberty for a small amount of security deserve neither.
I'm aware of what Ben Franklin said 250 years ago, but we have this stuff every single day that does do that. Like, it takes away your liberty. You go to the airport.
I agree.
You got to get your shit scanned, right? Like we have small incremental change. And you're right.
That is a and listen, we've talked about the TSA on here, but that's a relatively small incursion upon. It doesn't affect your trip that much. This would affect your life tremendously.
I think if you drove drunk a lot.
But what if you're
Florida? I think it would. Yeah, Florida would like. Commutes would be way
easier. There are videos of cops pulling people over all the time. They're like, you're drunk. All my training tells me that you're drunk. And then the guy blows zero. They still arrest him. And then the people sue and win lawsuits because there are signs that you might look drunk and you're just not. So what about that?
Yeah, there are. Like, if you have certain medical conditions like diabetes sometimes, there's other stuff too. So yeah, if they don't get the algorithm, I'm not necessarily agreeing with it. I'm doing the devil's advocate thing. Also, like, you should never drive drunk. You shouldn't do it. But there have been emergencies where like somebody's legally slightly intoxicated and they're like, I have to get to a hospital like ASAP. And they've driven, which, I mean, you shouldn't drive drunk. But there are these fringe cases that would probably be affected by this too.
And you're only taking the technology on its face.
I am taking the technology. Yeah. Then when you deal with like giving shit information to like police departments, stuff like that, to the government, and right now they use your car's data. If you have a modern car, it tracks a lot of stuff already. Yeah. That's why I'm so confused on how anyone gets away with murder these days. Everything about you is tracked. Your car will give like a play-by-play of everything that you did in it to the police if they search it. Yeah, I don't know. I actually do agree with you, Big T. I would rather have cars that just you turn on and then you go. You go to where you want to go in your car.
Agreed.
I don't think we need all this other stuff.
Can even be electric if you want.
Yeah. All right, big news coming out. This was in the Washington Post last week, but we didn't discuss it. And it's an excerpt from a book called "You've Been Pooping All Wrong." what do you guys think? Whose farts smell worse? Men's farts or women's farts? Embrace debate.
Probably around the same, ain't it?
I'm going to guess since you're asking the question, it's going to be the answer I least suspect.
Okay.
Therefore, women's.
Well,
we don't, so I don't know.
yeah, women don't fart.
I don't poop either.
So you can't divide by 0.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
No, the real answer is kind of a mix. So, according to a study in Popular Science magazine, women have worse smelling farts, but men fart in bigger quantities. So, like when dudes fart, we push out more gas than
Volume
women.
shooter.
Yeah, women toot. You know, like a little toot. Men, we let it rip.
No, I think what you're saying is the opposite.
No, well,
That's so.
this is you think
Big T,
women
you're so
let out
off.
like huge
But,
farts?
I'm going off the information he just gave me. I'm not making an assertion. He said if women's farts smell worse, that means they are of greater
Velocity.
Intensity.
yes.
That's not
Yes.
at all how that works, though.
No, so women have a much greater odor intensity in their farts, but men, we let out more volume per fart than women do.
Okay.
You know-
Volume and smell don't necessarily correlate in a fart.
Well, yeah, it's like a drop of a woman's fart is like a cloud.
It's far more potent.
It's far more potent, but they just let out the most adorable, cute little like beep.
Mm.
You know, it smells like shit, but it's like beep. And then men, it's like
Where is this coming from?
Popular Science magazine. So the study was that men, we produce a larger volume of gas per fart, about a half cup worth of a fart. So when you look at the concentration for a woman's fart compared to a big gas cloud for a man's fart, it's pretty much the same effect. But if women had the volume that men have, then it would be deadly.
They're doing more with less.
They're doing more with less, but they just like, yeah, it's bad. It's bad when they let it out.
Imagine if Trout stayed healthy his whole career. You know.
Yeah, it's a what if.
What I don't understand is like how like when people go boo boo, it'd be like 3 minutes, dog, and then they up out of there. I don't understand that.
Yeah, you got to take time.
Like I had like there's more that comes. Like I don't eat that much.
Yeah.
How long are you taking?
I'm like 20 minutes.
20?
I had like 20
That
minutes.
is like one of life's greatest joys. Connor.
20 minutes.
I agree.
20 minutes is long.
That's a long time. Do your legs fall asleep?
Sometimes, yeah. But I'm healthy, Big T. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you're sitting for a while. You must have a comfortable toilet seat.
Pretty standard, man. You know.
My shit's not comfortable
did-
enough to do that.
How long you boo boo?
5?
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah. And that's with me sitting on my phone for a minute.
That's interesting, man. I don't know. It keeps coming out. Like if I get up, I'll have to go right back and sit down again. So like I sit until I'm done.
May I
I don't know.
ask a personal question? If it just keeps coming out, how do you know when you are done? Is it just a feeling?
Yeah, you can feel the tank empty.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah. It's always confusing when people go to the bathroom and it's so fast. I'm like, what's going on? I don't know.
I think it's weird too.
You go long too?
Yeah, I go pretty long.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll go. It depends. Like there's times you're on a mission. You're under the
Sure.
gun. Like the other week, right before we went on the air for Wake Up Barstool, 7 a.m. 6:45 rolls around. Uh-oh. I didn't have Stella Blue coffee for breakfast. I had a new kind, off label. Hadn't tried it yet.
I had one during the show last week.
I made a mistake. By going to a coffee that was not Stella Blue in the morning. High fat content. I think there was like butter in the coffee or something stupid. 6:45 rolls around. Uh-oh. Got to duck in. All business. In, out, boom. 4 minutes. But that's the exception. I think the rule for me is typically like I'm looking at 9 to 20. And I enjoy, you take a little bit of time, you know? Catch up on the news.
I love just sitting on the toilet. That sounds gross.
Make a drop of that, please. Please isolate that.
Put in the big booty mix.
I also love my guilty pleasure is I'll sit on my bathroom floor before I get in the shower and just kind of hang out there for a little bit.
Wait, what?
Why?
I have done this as long as I know. I just will sit on the bathroom floor next to my, like, on my bath mat and just hang out. It's such a comfortable, like, position for me to be in.
Just find that difficult to believe.
Up against the corner of my wall.
Why don't you just get in the shower and sit down?
No, I don't want to sit down in the shower.
That's even crazier.
Okay.
You'll waterboard yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to sit down in the shower, but because it's not.
Nah, be like, you don't sit directly underneath. I mean, even if you did, I don't think you'd waterboard.
Well, no, but it
you
would
cover
be
the drain.
uncomfortable.
Have you thought about a comfortable shower seat?
It's not. I don't want to sit in the water. It's not that. I just like the corner of my bathroom. I've done this in like where like the shower or the tub and then like your sink meets. I really enjoy sitting in that corner for. Oh, I'll do it for an hour.
So you turn the shower on.
I have gotten out of that habit because I understand how wasteful it is to just sit there with the shower on. I'll just do it without the shower on.
So, but is it always before a shower?
Mhm.
Okay, so you go in there, and as part of your prep, your pregame routine,
Mhm.
you're just gonna sit on the floor of your bathroom
On my phone.
on your phone,
Mhm.
and then after 5-10 minutes, you get up and you turn the water on.
5-10 is quick.
Okay, so after 20 minutes,
Yeah.
you get up and you turn the water on.
Yeah.
What
Did
do
it
you
this
do?
morning.
So you just like check your phone for 20? You just fuck around online?
Yeah, like instead of sitting on my couch, like I know I'm gonna get in the shower, so I just go sit on my floor. And I just hang out.
That's very strange,
I know,
Mad Dog.
but I love it.
That's really, really strange.
Like my mom will call me or FaceTime me, and I'll answer, and I'll just be sitting on my floor, and she'll know exactly where I am when I'm up to.
You're getting ready to shower.
Yeah, I love it.
That's every day?
No, not every day. Not if I'm in a rush. I don't have time.
Well, so for me, when I take a shower, it's part of my morning routine. It's like I'm getting ready to get up and do something. So I don't think I have time to just like sit on the floor aimlessly for 20 minutes.
Right. No, yeah, no. Most of the time I don't. Most of the time it's like not necessarily a super helpful thing I do for myself. I usually end up making myself late doing it. But I've done it for at least since middle school.
Okay. Hey, listen, I'm not going to judge until
Yeah.
I've tried it. I might try it.
Like I'd rather sit like when dudes do the like 25 minutes in the bathroom thing when they poop, like
Mhm.
Arian just described. Like I'd rather do that before I shower on my bathroom floor and just sit.
Okay.
It's cold.
Generally, that would be perceived as a negative.
But like if most of the time when I'm showering, I had just worked out. So then I'm hot, and so I kind of cool down. And my apartment floors are like concrete. Like I don't even know.
Another negative.
Well, I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but like so the ground is really cold. And then by the time I get in the shower, then I'm like, whew, and then the hot water hits you, and then it's like a contrast. I love it. I advise all of you to kind of just try it one time. If you have the correct milk.
I will try.
Yeah. It's perfect. Sometimes my legs fall asleep because my floor isn't that comfortable, but then that's how I know it's time to get up and get in the shower. I love it.
Yeah, I'll definitely try it. I won't knock it before I've tried it, but to me it seems like, you know what? I'm not even going to judge. You do you. You
I
do
like
you.
it.
Enjoy.
I like it a lot. And PFT, not to dox your house, but you have heated bathroom floors.
I do.
Imagine that.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, good point. Good point. Okay, I'm going to try it.
Yeah. Turn your bathroom floor on. Mm-hmm.
The heated floors are a real treat in the wintertime.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. That's maybe the most bougie thing I have.
Big time.
You have them?
No.
That's all right. You'll get there one day, Arian.
Never really that cold
I
over
was gonna
here,
say, you
though.
don't really have winter.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it's okay. You'll get there one day.
You're right. I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm you know what I'm saying? Climb these podcast ranks.
Mhm.
do what I can in this
You got
world.
this. You got this.
Draft day residuals.
They starting to really come in, especially now. The check's gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, do you get around this time? Do you get a bigger check?
No, my role was small, man. I think it's like every year I'll get a check for like $100 or something like that.
It's $100.
It is $100.
Today's episode, speaking of Stella Blue, is brought to you by Stella Blue. Don't make yourself late for your morning TV show. Drink Stella Blue. It's good coffee. Won't upset the bowels. It's coffee with a purpose. We started Brew to Rescue. It's a nationwide campaign where we use proceeds from our new ready-to-drink cans to fund 1,000 pet adoptions per year. Made with 100% Colombian coffee, each 11-ounce can delivers smooth, drinkable energy with a boost of protein. You got espresso cafe mocha, espresso sweet cream, built for mornings, long days, and everything in between. Drink Stella Blue. Fuel your day and help save a pet's life. Get yours at StellaBlueCoffee.com and Amazon. 20% off for a limited time only. Big T, there was one other thing that you sent over today. It was screenshots of an email sent back and forth between a tenant and landlord.
Yes.
Or I guess a building manager. Can you tell me if you think that this is a real interaction?
So I went through the account,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like this person does enjoy pissing people off on the internet, but the emails look real. Do you disagree?
They look real. Yeah, for sure. Do you want to read the email back and forth, and we can figure out together if it's real or fake?
Sure. Michaela, your neighbor has reported you again for a noise complaint. We've spoken about this issue multiple times, both in person and by email. This is the final warning before we move forward with an official lease violation. Best, Brandy, redacted, leasing manager, such and such, property management. Michaela responds, please explain to me why I'm getting a violation and they are not when it's... Please explain to me why I'm getting a violation and they are not when it's the exact same thing. Your neighbors have a baby and babies cry. You are blasting crying baby noises through your speaker at their apartment. They are not the same thing. They actually are the same thing. I've gone through painstaking lengths to make sure that they are. I took a decibel reading of the baby crying. I never let the volume exceed this decibel limit. I record the times and lengths at which the baby cries, and I will play the noises for the same time and length back, just on different days. I have the speaker attached to a Roomba, and it moves around the apartment, so the sound isn't always in the same place. It is functionally the same thing. They're not the same thing, and you're harassing your neighbors. If it continues to happen, you will get a lease violation. Best, Brandy. That is the email exchange. This person said, my neighbors just had a baby who cries for 16 hours a day, but guess which one of us is getting a lease violation? I feel like you should have to disclose to potential tenants if anyone on the floor is thinking about getting pregnant, because I would not have signed this lease.
That's crazy.
You think that's not real?
I had a similar interaction.
I don't know. It's just so insane.
I think it is real.
It's just so insane that somebody would attach a speaker with a crying baby's voice to a Roomba. The Roomba part, I don't know.
It does.
For what reason? Just to fuck with
Yes.
the
Yes.
neighbors that have a baby?
And to prove the point that it's the same,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, so it's like I have a scientifically set up,
Yes, that's what I think.
baby simulator in my house.
She responded, thank you for your support, everyone. We have a few negative Nancys in here who think baby rights should trample over the rest of us, but they are in the minority. Baby supremacists are a threat to national sovereignty, and I'm glad I could start a discussion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that, actually. And I have babies, a bunch of them.
But I mean, those people aren't happy that their baby's crying 16 hours a day either.
No, I'm saying she's right, and you're right. You shouldn't be like babies cry, and nobody enjoys that part. It's loud. It's not a fun part of parenting. But you shouldn't dock the other person.
Yeah,
You know
we
what I
were
mean?
all babies once.
Who's all babies?
Like,
man?
if you're anti-baby, it's that is the most hypocritical thing you can be. Like, talk about pulling the ladder up behind you, right?
Student loan.
I got here.
I will say some of the replies from this woman seem... I think she just loves rage baiting people, but the emails I think could be real.
Mm-hmm. It is a good way to rage bait, to just be like, I'm gonna make my brand as the person that hates babies.
So you believe this is fake?
I think it might be rage baiting. Yeah,
It's definitely rage baiting. It's just a matter of if it's real or not.
intentional or unintentional. Yeah, Big T, what is your thought process? Walk me through the steps that your mind goes through when you get on a plane and a person next to you has a crying baby.
I don't know that it's ever happened directly next to me. I mean, again, I don't like saying this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the front of the plane. Generally, not that many babies up there.
Mm-hmm.
I do have very good noise canceling headphones. Like I try to be like, listen, that person is probably more upset about it than I am.
Mhm.
So
I think you're a loser if you ever complain about babies crying on a plane.
I agree.
It's a baby. What are they going to do?
I agree. Well, okay, Mackenzie, what if you used to complain about babies, but then, like, recently, last year, you realized that, hey, everybody was a baby at one time, and the parents don't want their baby to be crying, and babies just cry, and then you've matured and you want to just accept people.
That's good.
you're a reformed baby
Change.
hater?
Yeah, reformed baby hater.
Yeah.
We might have that guy working at this company.
Okay.
Who's that?
Dante.
Oh.
Dante had a post like a year ago, just being like, something that I've actually recently figured out is that babies aren't assholes. They just all babies cry.
They have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, so
ever.
they're probably freaked out about everything.
Yeah.
and they're probably scared a lot.
I thought you were talking about
Big
yourself.
No.
So did I.
I've never. In fact, like, it's always nice when a mom or a dad or a couple has the baby care package that they hand out to people next to you, like on a plane. But also, I kind of don't. I don't love that because, you know that they're feeling guilty for something they should not feel guilty for. You know, like you shouldn't. It kind of puts it on like all the other. It unintentionally makes every other family that's traveling with a baby look like thoughtless, selfish assholes for not having a care package that they hand out to people that are next to them. When in reality, it's like, you don't need to hand those out.
What is the baby care package?
Like, you got like earplugs.
I've never heard of this being done.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like it's happened less over the last a couple years ago. Was a big
How
thing.
far does
I've
that
seen it
extend?
online before.
2 rows, 3 rows?
I
I
think
mean, you can hear the baby for a while.
I think the immediate seats next to you is what they would hand it out to.
Yeah, I mean, that's not doing anything.
No.
I one time, like, there was some mom that was like struggling, and it never bothers me because I have kids and I've had to travel with kids, and it's like you want to do your best to be cordial to everybody else, but there's this lady that was struggling, and my favorite movies are Pixar movies. And so I had like a bunch of Pixar movies downloaded on my iPad. And so like she was right behind me. So I just put it behind me. And I was like, have her listen to some movies. Here's the headphones. She's like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, man, don't worry about it. I do shit like that all the time. It's not a big deal. That's actually my advice to people. My first advice to people when they have kids, like if my good friends has a kid and they're first time parents, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna give you some advice. And my first advice is babies cry. Like that's the best advice I give people, because it's like, it makes you feel incompetent as a parent if you're a new parent. Like, well, I'm doing everything. It's fed. It's changed. I'm rocking it. It won't go to sleep. Like, yo, sometimes the babies cry, dog, and there's nothing you can do about that shit. Take the burden off of you as a human. You're doing a good job. Babies cry.
Yep. Every baby cries. You cried when you were a baby.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Now, conversely, adults behaving poorly on planes, I want imprisoned. I'd be fine with no trial.
More punishment.
Based on some cases.
Yep. I would agree with that.
What's a misbehaving adult? Give me an example.
I mean, you see videos of the fights and stuff all the time. I've never been on a plane where that happens, but like, I was on a plane recently. Guy took his shoes off, and he wasn't even wearing socks. He was just that should be jail, and that was in first class.
But he took his shoes off and wasn't wearing socks?
He was wearing like loafers with no socks. Took his shoes off.
Did the feet stink?
No, I didn't. But I was just looking at it like, what in the world? Why is this happening?
I'm okay if somebody do that with socks, though.
I feel like socks can probably hold more odor than a bare foot would.
Nah,
It's just
if
a
I was walking
hypothesis.
around- I think if you're walking around and your foot all sweating in the shoe, I assume the shoe gonna smell worse than the sock, I think.
But a sock would like absorb sweat.
That's actually a good question. Would a foot smell worse with or without a sock? I think it's I think it's without. I think it sweats more. That's a good question. Let me ask Claude.
I think if it's skin on shoe interior, it smells worse. There's some
I don't know.
interaction going on there.
I haven't looked into it.
If there's a
but
sock involved,
my hypothesis is a sock would exacerbate the smell, given that it would trap all the odor and sweat.
I think that's exactly what a sock does.
You just said it would smell worse without sock.
No, I think the sock entraps all the odor and sweat. So when you take the sock off, are you saying leave the sock on?
We're saying you are wearing shoes and
Yes,
socks.
yes.
You take off your shoes.
Yeah.
The socks remain on. Will that smell worse, or if you are wearing socks with no shoes and you remove the shoes?
Okay, I see what you're saying. I think the sock bottles up the smell and absorbs the smell. So if you keep the sock on, take your foot out of the shoe, then it's not as smelly.
No, I think that is where the smell resides.
No, but as long as it's in the sock, it's not escaping the sock.
Oh, no, I think it escapes the sock.
No, I think it stays in there until such time.
All right, so let's say you wore the same pair of socks for like a week straight.
Okay.
Never took them off.
Okay.
And then you come in here, no shoes on.
Yep.
You think your feet would not smell bad?
Yeah, at that point, the sock can only do so much. We're not talking about
How much
like
can it do?
space age technology.
How long then?
Okay, I would say the average length, the average duration of sock keeping on before you get on a plane, I'm going to say balances out to 6 hours. You got a 6-hour sock on your foot.
Okay.
I think that's okay. I think it might smell a little bit, but 6-hour sock, nothing bad.
Arian, what?
Yeah, so if this is what AI chatbot's telling me. For a short term, it's counterintuitive, but the sockless foot would smell better than the foot in the sock because it does trap odor, but over a long period of time, the sockless foot gets worse and worse because it's like a feedback loop for bacteria, and so it would smell more the longer it's in there. So the sock helps with the absorption of that bacteria and kind of masks it in a way. So
Call it a tie.
over long periods of time, sock. Short term, no sock.
I agree.
But wear socks.
Wear
yo.
socks.
But also, back to the poor plane behavior, racing to the front of the plane,
Mm-hmm.
jail. Just general assholery.
What about clapping?
I don't know that I've ever had that happen, really.
Nah, when they land and it's a turbulent
Yeah.
ride, I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Can the pilot even hear that?
No.
I don't think so.
No. I
They
don't
got
think so.
headphones on.
Yeah, they're talking to the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they don't hear it, but it's just like, out of respect.
I still think it's just a wild thing. I was thinking about that on plane
Yeah.
the other day. Like, y'all just trust this shit? Like, I'm fucking 30,000 feet in the air, dog. This is just a wild thing.
I try not to
And it's
think
safe.
about it.
I do. That's an amazing piece of technology. And we just fly.
But I'm not driving longer
crazy.
than 6 hours, so I guess we're either gonna get there or we're not.
Those are facts.
Yeah. All right. We got anything else today?
I have a voicemail or two if you want to do that.
Yeah, let's do some voicemails.
Also, breaking news. The Texas Tech quarterback, Brendan Sorsby, has been checked into a gambling addiction program.
I saw that. Yeah.
Really?
So he is. He's supposed to be pretty good.
He is. I
He's going to have a
wanted
big
him
season.
to play at Tennessee very badly.
He's lined up to have a big season next year.
That may be called into question right
Mm-hmm.
now. But that just came across my desk.
Interesting.
Sorsby's decision to seek treatment for gambling addiction, according to sources, came in the wake of the discovery of Sorsby making thousands of online bets on a variety of sports via a gambling app, which jeopardizes his eligibility with Texas Tech. Also,
Oh, so he's not like really. He's just doing it. Somebody told him to do it.
Hmm?
It's like He probably got caught doing some
Oh,
shit.
I thought you
and,
meant
like, this
someone's
is-
telling him to gamble. I'm like, I doubt anyone's telling him to say that.
No,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no, no.
okay,
I
see
think
what
he
you
just
mean.
got caught gambling, and it was like, this is PR move.
According to sources, Sorsby bet on Indiana football while redshirting for the Hoosiers as a true freshman in 2022, season in which he played a single game as a reserve. The bets in 22, according to sources, were on Indiana to win, and none came in a game in which Sorsby appeared.
Pete Rosie,
Mhm.
huh? I never understood that either.
Well,
Like, if I'm betting on me to win, why is that a bad thing?
so if you're a manager in baseball, it's a little bit different because if you bet on your team to win one night, what you might end up doing is like using all of your bullpen because you really want to win that one game. And then that would affect how you are able to pitch in the next game or the game after that.
Fair enough.
So that's the one instance where I think it could be seen as an issue.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. Okay.
I must say, I have been shocked, and maybe I shouldn't be, but at the amount of athletes that have been doing this.
It's so stupid. You're
Like-
gonna get caught.
I mean, you just have to be so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So dumb. And to do it on your own team, even another level.
Mm-hmm.
How much did he get paid to go to Texas Tech?
I don't know, but I also did see that. I saw that when they asked Trump about the guy that made the bet on Maduro getting captured, he was like, "Well, did he bet on him to get captured or
Yeah.
for it not to work?" All right, well, it's kind of like Pete Rose,
Yeah.
like betting on your own team.
Brandon Sorsby reportedly got $5 million to play one season at Texas Tech. Don't know that he's going to get that now.
No, I would say probably not.
Kind of a big mistake there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big mistake. Don't do it. You're going to get caught. All these apps, they've got algorithms that are specifically trained to catch people doing that. You're going to get caught if you do it.
What
All
does
right.
Texas Tech do now?
I don't know who's out there.
Well, the portal's closed.
Right. What can he do?
You could theoretically, you'd be breaking some rules, but you could try to get a player to just withdraw from whatever school they're at entirely and then enroll at your school. That would probably lead to some lawsuits.
Yeah.
But they do need a quarterback, it seems. So, but maybe this is the step that they think they'll be able to get him back. I don't know.
Yeah. I think and they definitely have backup quarterbacks on the roster. So the coaches are probably like, we hope he comes back, but if not, we like the guys we have in the building.
Let me tell you, Cody Campbell is not paying tens of millions of dollars for the backup quarterback to be playing next year. I can just tell you that.
No, he's not.
They got more money than God. They'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen oil prices recently?
Surgeon.
Yeah, pretty good time.
It's good business.
I would say being Texas A&M and Texas Tech. Although somebody out there that's more educated about oil could probably tell me, like, is the Permian Basin, the oil that you're pulling out of the ground there, is that more valuable now because the Iranian oil is harder to get out? I don't know. I need somebody to explain that to me. I just know that oil's up.
So it would be even better for Texas, you're saying?
I would think so, yeah. But maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm not an oil man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Let's do voicemail.
What's up, Macrodosing? This is Mikey from Arizona calling again. I'm actually going back up to Seattle now, back home. Just graduated college, but I just had an awesome weekend with my buddy's girlfriend's best friend was visiting from Colorado. She goes to Montana State. And we hit it off for 4 or 5 days straight, and we've been talking a ton on our phones and a couple phone calls. And I'm wondering, like, do I try to go visit her? She invited me. Do I try to have her come visit me for a week? I know it's not like it's only a few days, but also we just laughing the whole time, having a blast, went on some dates while we had time and stuff. So I'm wondering if there's like if it's weird to make a play there with that, or do I just say, hey, the distance, it's not going to work out. We don't live in the same state. I'm able to move pretty soon from work to wherever, not to get that far ahead, but that's not really an issue for me. And so that's kind of my question. What do I do with that? Also, Big T, I know you're a Braves guy. J.R. Ritchie just made his debut today. The day I'm calling. Went to Bainbridge High School, played against him in high school. He was disgusting then, and he's disgusting now. So happy for your Braves, Big T. Stay handsome, stay beautiful, and I was the original person to call in with the Arian Foster toaster story, my barber's brother, years ago. Love you guys. Stay handsome, stay beautiful.
I love that.
Real quick, just on J.R. Ritchie, were you watching when, for those unfamiliar, J.R. Ritchie's 22, I believe, very young guy, made his MLB debut last week against the Nationals. Threw a great game, gave up 2 runs in like 7 innings, I think.
Mm-hmm.
First pitch he ever threw in the major leagues. His parents are in the stands crying. They're like, here he is, J.R. Ritchie. First pitch just gets obliterated by James Wood for a homer. First pitch he ever threw in the big leagues. And then he actually pitched really well the rest of the game. But just a funny little...
That is a fun fact.
Yeah.
Very fun fact. This is I think a very common situation he's found himself in. It sounds like he's smitten. I think we got a case of a smitten listener, guys.
A smitten kitten.
Yeah, you guys are. I think it sounds like you guys are both smitten kittens.
Aww.
So
Love it.
I say just let it ride. Let's see how it goes. Like, I don't rule out going to visit her. She lives in Montana. That's probably a nice place to visit during the summertime.
He said he's in Seattle.
Yeah, it's not too far away. I would say maybe you see how
Ask her if it's cool to visit first.
Oh,
Don't just pop up.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, good point. Good point.
Yeah. Just ask her if it's cool. Like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? This weekend was aight, you know.
So
and I'd have been around. I'm feeling the vibe, and I kind of want to kick it with you a little bit more. It'd be cool. I'll shoot up there for a weekend or something like that.
how long ago was this? Was the debut, Big T?
This was last week.
Okay, so depending on how the last week conversations have been going with her,
I
like
believe Thursday.
feel it out a little bit, and then if things seem to be going good, if you guys are having fun texting and talking, give it a shot. And I wouldn't say like I can move.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
Yeah,
That's a little
you
much.
wanna
Yeah,
cut that
like
one.
I appreciate the background, and it sounds like you were giving it on background. But I don't
Yeah.
think she necessarily needs that background just yet.
Not yet.
But I can see that you're excited about it. You wouldn't have mentioned that if you weren't excited about it and thinking about it. I think like if you really are into somebody like that, I don't think it's like creepy to think that like in the back of your head right off the bat.
Oh no,
But you just can't.
I've done that
But
before.
don't say it and
Yeah.
don't like actually plan anything around it. But I think it's actually a good sign that you're like, oh, you know what? Like if I really, really like her, and who knows? But it sounds like this might be a real thing. That's okay to feel that way, but just don't say it yet.
Yeah, I think we all like if you really like somebody, the thoughts travel and be like, I can see kids in marriage, and everybody does that if you really like somebody. That's normal. Just don't say that. You can't. Sometimes we just gotta keep our thoughts to ourselves.
Now I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not proposing this. I just want to get the room. So you're saying you'd have to be so positive that this would go well. This is not something you do if you are even 95% sure. But if you know that she's feeling your vibe. It's 10 hours and 3 minutes. That's a longer drive than I thought from Seattle to Bozeman, Montana. But if you did just like the grand gesture of you're like, hey, I'm actually at this restaurant in Bozeman right now. Everyone's out on that from what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, it's not a. Mm-mm.
Especially if you're like states away. No. But I think
Bordering.
still. I would say also though he should be the one to go visit her to be chivalrous. I don't think you should be like, hey, come to Seattle, right? That's where he is.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should be the one to go visit her after you tell her that you want to come visit and plan that with her.
Yeah.
By the way, they don't border each other. Idaho's in between them.
Yeah, the little strip of Idaho. And, honestly, that part of Idaho, probably 20, 30-minute drive to get through.
Yeah, quick. Maybe 45.
Just a little slice. Yeah, nice time of year to make that drive, though, I'd imagine.
I wouldn't have guessed that long.
Oh, yeah. Things are big up there.
Yeah.
A lot of land. Like, Washington State goes out pretty far east. The high desert.
Shout out Montana State FCS football national champions this past season.
Yep. Legends. Okay, we got another one. I'm excited for this guy though. It sounds
I
like
know.
it sounds like
That's
things are good,
exciting.
and it's a good way to make a connection, like a friend of your buddy's girlfriend. That's
Yeah. Vetted.
Organic. People don't meet like
Yeah.
that anymore. You know what I mean? People meet online, dog. And shout out to him for being a long time listener
Yeah.
too, dog. That shit's cracking.
Yeah.
Respect.
Respect.
Yeah, they're in theory, you guys are both somewhat like vetted by
Each
people close to
other's-
that person,
Yeah.
and then you've got a built-in group of vacation friends too.
Right. And you would think if your best friend's girlfriend is the connection here, like you must be similar enough if it's like your best friend and his girlfriend. You know what I
Yep.
mean? I like this. I like this situation. The distance we'll work on. You call us back in about a year, then we'll figure that one out.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, J.R. Ritchie, that he was talking about, who's from Seattle, his name I think is Ian, but he's Ian Jr. And they said they didn't want him to go by his dad's name, but they didn't want to call him Junior because they thought everybody would just think they named him after Ken Griffey Jr.
Okay.
So they did J.R.
Okay, I like that.
But his name's Ian.
Okay.
What's going on, guys? This is Kyle from Salisbury, Maryland. PFT, shout out to Eastern Shore, Virginia. Listening to Tuesday's episode and your pitch for Top Gun 3 and the AI drones, it's inspired me a little bit. I need to preface this. I have not seen the Top Gun movies. I suck for that. I'll admit that. I need to watch them. But your pitch talking about it inspired me to come up with a little bit of dialogue. Very brief. So, Maverick's superior looking at him. Obviously, Maverick not happy about these AI drones. Superior looks at him. God damn it, Maverick. Don't you understand? We're just trying to protect you. Long dramatic pause. Maverick looks this guy up and down. I squint. I never needed protection. Next thing you know, he goes off and he does the one stunt, the one thing that he knows these AI drones can't. Awesome end to the movie. Incredible scene. Yeah, I think that would be, I think that would be cool. Let me know what you think. If you like it, please feel free. That one piece of dialogue, free of charge. Hope you guys enjoyed it, but love the podcast. Love what you guys do. Peace.
I like it. That's a good scene. That's a great scene. Well read, I might add.
Does that fit into your plot?
It might, yeah. That might fit into my plot. I was also thinking, when I gave the whole spiel last week, I was talking about how the one thing that the drones can't do, the AI can't do, is know when to break the rules that are written. But then, as this guy was talking, I thought of another thing that the drones can't do that humans can't. Do you know what that is? Fall in love. And so maybe there's like a little love story involved in there, and maybe Maverick's new love ends up being a pilot for the other side, and then Maverick has to make a decision on whether or not to shoot her down. Just something I'm workshopping right off the top of my head.
You don't think Maverick's too much of a patriot for that to even be a question?
But you're not thinking about the man is a lover. Have you seen Top Gun 1?
Yes.
That man,
with American women though.
But he was not supposed to sleep with that woman. That was against the rules. That was
he never
against,
ventures to the enemy.
But that was against the code of conduct, the military code of conduct, for him to sleep with his instructor. That's the thing. It's like he's already proven that he's willing to break those kind of rules. But like, what if this woman, there was a reason why she was flying for the opponent, right? Like maybe,
sure.
I don't know, maybe she was like kidnapped or something like that, or maybe the U.S. like bombed her dad when she was a little girl, and Maverick falls in love, and then they eject together, and then they land in the middle of the ocean, and they do it in the ocean with their parachutes. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely interesting.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. He's like, wow, it's quite a landing strip.
All right.
And then fade to black. What do you think? All right, whatever. Hey, listen, no bad ideas. We're talking about the future of cinema here, all right? No bad ideas. The most important things and themes that you can discuss are, the morality of human versus machine and love. And I feel like Top Gun 2, the love story in Top Gun 2 was very funny because it was just kind of thrown in there. It's like, I guess we'll put a woman in there, and Maverick will, like, every fourth scene, Maverick will be like hanging out with her.
Show up on his motorcycle.
Yeah, show up on the motorcycle, but it was like there was really nothing important about that story at all. Maybe let's get some steamy stuff going on.
Some could argue you could summarize the entire film that way. There was nothing particularly important about that story at all, but it was awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
I don't remember what that movie is about, other than the mission at the end. I just know that I enjoyed watching it.
The movie's about a mission.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Top Gun 2? You don't remember?
Yeah. They just kind of do cool shit the whole time, but I don't remember a particularly tantalizing plot.
Miles Teller is the son of Goose.
Mhm.
Goose.
And then that plays into it because Maverick like grew up with him and he's like, you're not my dad. Like, I can do this. And then he's trying to make it. And then they play football on the beach shirtless.
Dogfight football.
Yeah, that part.
Like, yeah, like if the second plot point you get to is they played football on the beach shirtless.
Well,
the
that's
plot
just something that
probably
stuck out
wasn't
in
like,
my-
The plot point was that I think it was an enemy was like setting up a base to like have uranium, right?
yeah.
And so they wanted to blow up the spot that was gonna be the site to do that. And Tom Cruise he never made, I forget the ranks, but I think he was like captain and like he should have been way higher up, but he's just like a troubled guy. And so he's like, all right, Iceman, who was in the last movie, Val Kilmer, he died, or he was about to die, he ended up dying. And he said, I want Maverick to lead this team. And so Maverick was in charge of making the team, and Goose's son was, one of the candidates. It's a great movie.
it was.
plot.
I enjoyed it.
Do you think that they made a call to Ryan Gosling to see if he would play Goose's son?
It's too old.
Just from a nomenclature standpoint, that would have been a real hit for those of us that enjoy wordplay.
Goose and Gosling.
I say.
Yeah. Probably not. They probably didn't try to do that.
Well, and wasn't there a plot point about how Miles Teller, I can't remember his call sign in it, like maybe he wasn't going to make it onto the mission or something? Or am I making that up? Like, they didn't know if they were going to pick him for the mission or something.
Yep, that part, yeah. That was in there.
Yeah.
Okay, what if Maverick and the love interest, what if they were in a two-seater together? What if they were in a F-15EX, Strike Eagle?
Tom Cruise and Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah, like what if he had to like be the backseat and he had to let go? Sometimes you just got to let go, Mav. You got to trust me. And she flies while he does all the radar shit in the back.
But she, interesting.
It doesn't have to be. It could
It doesn't
be
have
like
to be accurate.
It could be a new love interest because Jennifer Connelly was not.
She was like the owner of the bar.
Yeah, but there was absolutely no lore built into her until Top Gun 2 started.
Was she not in the first one?
No,
Oh no, the first one was Meg Ryan was the.
that was Goose's wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you can just like invent lore right off the bat.
I mean, yeah.
So yeah, flight instructor that, maybe she's a bit of a maverick herself.
Ooh. See, I like that play on words.
And they have to let go.
I like that play on
Mav,
words.
just let go and trust me.
Well, there was also a female pilot in that group.
But that's what I liked about Top Gun 2 was
Is that she wasn't the love interest?
yeah, there was no like love story between the people that were the pilots.
That's fair. I get that. Because she was like badass. Monica Barbera. She was very badass in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do like the love interest not being a pilot. That's, yeah.
Like my pilot's loveless.
Pilots and our FBI directors.
Oh, Big T, you know who agrees with you about this? The hotel in DC needing more security.
Who's that?
John Hinckley,
Yeah, I'd say so.
the guy that shot Ronald Reagan in 1981.
I mean, if anyone would know.
He said the Washington Hilton
He's
Hotel.
out of jail, right?
Yeah, said they should stop hosting big events because it's not secure.
He would have a point.
But he was outside. He shot him outside.
Got
the
it.
hotel, not inside the hotel. Yeah, Hinckley's out. I think there was some sort of
That's kind of crazy,
like,
isn't it?
he was clearly mentally deranged, as a lot of these guys are.
More
but-
reason to be locked up, in my
yeah.
opinion.
So I think he did it to impress Jodie Foster, right?
I do recall that being mentioned at some point.
He thought that him and Jodie Foster had like a love connection, that she would love him forever, and it was a bizarre thing. But I guess if you like treat something like that, and you're not a threat, if doctors like after 40 years, because he was in there, it was 1981. I feel like he got out in like in 2017, maybe 2018. Just
you would just think you shoot the president,
right?
That's it.
That should
you
be
know?
Yeah. It should be one of those things like you shoot the president. Okay, we can just keep you locked up.
Yeah.
Because like imagine how dumb even if it was like completely unrelated to his previous mental issues that he had, if he did something bad again, you'd really feel like an idiot, right?
You would think.
Like, I can't believe we let the guy that shot the president out and then he shot somebody else.
What was his original sentence?
I don't know. Also, did Jodie Foster ever respond to him?
I can't imagine so.
He had a thing for Jodie Foster. I'm unaware.
I don't know if you'd call it. I guess you could call it a thing, but it was more along the lines of like a mental fixation. He had some sort of like issue, psychological or pathological.
You know, my dad used to love this lady.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bro. He's like, man, Jodie Foster. I was like, bro, what? He's like, yeah, man. I'm like, what, bro?
The fruit of the tree you can never reach.
You saw my dad. Yeah, you saw my dad. You'd be like, it's the opposite of what he would usually go for. It's hilarious.
But it's like it's forbidden. It's almost like forbidden love because she is
forbidden
I
fruit.
believe she is of the lesbian persuasion.
Oh, word?
I think, right?
I don't.
Did I make that up about Jodie Foster?
I'm 99% sure she is a lesbian.
Yeah.
She was in the movie Contact. Since
Yes, she is
all
a lesbian.
Hollywood does is remake shit now. Contact would be a dope remake nowadays.
Yeah, it would.
Contact would be fire.
They filmed part of that in my hometown. Fun fact. Just only really a fun fact for me. I realized after I said it. Nobody gives a fuck.
You know, I care. I care because you care, man.
Thanks.
They filmed the remake of Footloose in my hometown as a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know John Hinckley?
Film Breaking Bad in my hometown.
Yeah. You win.
Fucking trumped y'all.
Yeah.
Are they filming anything in Cleveland?
A ton of stuff. Superman.
Yeah. Draft day,
Draft
dog.
Oh,
Day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dog shit.
Whatever.
Did you ever
land, the
go to
new-
Cleveland?
Yeah, I had to go to Cleveland for a scene.
Wonderful town.
Was that like what I guess at the end when they go to like the facility after the draft?
Yeah, because they shot it at the actual Browns facility.
Yeah, and there was like I think I said it before, but there's a scene in that they didn't put in where like me, Sonny, and Chad, I forget his name in the movie.
Vontae Mack.
Vontae Mack.
Vontae Mack, and then the lady too,
Jennifer Garner.
her, yeah. We're all standing up in front of the crowd, like going like we did it type shit. Crowds cheering us on. I was like, this is wild. And I think another one we did was we were all dressed in football gear. Like I was in an actual Browns.
Oh my god, I
uniform.
wish I had a picture of you in a Browns uniform.
I'm sure you could find it, dog. It's somewhere.
Did you take any
And having
pictures?
some
You probably
podunk number.
you probably got some
they took some
some
pictures.
slides from the day.
I remember doing it like, yo, this feels so weird because I was literally like prime of my career. I was like, yo, this is wild that I'm in this uniform right now.
What could have been?
Mac,
What
what
could
about
have been?
upstate New York movies?
Yeah, there definitely has been. There was one, I can't remember the name of it. I think it was like Ryan Gosling on a motorcycle is all I'm remembering from it. But it was like filmed in Schenectady, New York. But I can't remember what movie it was.
Likely place for him to be.
Yeah. Yeah, but there definitely has been. If you
Hello.
She's saying sentences now. Can you say Henny, what was that word she said this? Oh, say leprechaun.
Good job.
She says words. Say chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
No.
Chocolate milk.
That's the most adorable thing ever.
It's pretty cute, man.
Milk. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my, she could be like a Gap
Okay.
model.
She's a cutie pie.
She is.
Yeah,
So
come
could
say hi.
Henny. They all could.
Miss Henny wants to say hi too. Say hi.
Hi, Henny.
Hi, Henny.
Oh my God, Henny's like so grown up.
Yeah, she's big now.
I remember when the other kid was born.
Yeah. I mean, that was only like 2 years ago. Two and a
Yep.
half.
Flies by fast, Big T.
Yeah. By the
My oldest is 16. We're looking at colleges right now. She
Whoa.
took her SATs and everything. Shit's wild.
what colleges?
She wants to go to somewhere in California. She's super lit, Big T.
Yeah. There is a picture of Arian in a Browns uniform with Joe Hayden.
What?
Yeah.
Was
Yep,
he in that
yep.
scene?
He was in the scene. I don't know. I don't remember if that scene made the movie. It's like where there's like this pump up scene where Chad was like screaming like, "Yo, what are we gonna do?" Like that kind of shit where the whole, surround him. The whole team surrounds us, and we're like pumping him up. I think he was in that, if I'm not mistaken. But I think they asked a couple Brown players.
I was gonna say that's
to
like Joe
"Yo,
Hayden
you
prime.
want-" Yeah, it was Joe Hayden Prime as well. Yeah.
All right. Well, good talk. We'll see you guys on Thursday's episode of Macrodosing. I'm going to be out next Tuesday. I'm going to be out in Vegas this weekend.
Oh yeah, have
Yeah, enjoy your real friend's bachelor party.
I was about to
it's
say, Big
Bachelor
T,
Party
you
Central
have
weekend.
Damn.
You have a great
Yeah,
bachelor
enjoy.
party
No,
weekend.
have a great time. I
going
hear
to-
it's going to be a blast.
I'm going to your wedding.
I appreciate that.
We'll see you guys on Thursday too.
Yep.
When's your bachelor party again, Big
this
T?
weekend.
Oh yeah, I can't make that.
Yeah.
I got little ones, dog. I
No,
got
I
16-year-old decisions I have to take care of.
Then I'm going to be out in Vegas and LA for the Netflix is a Joke show on next Tuesday. So buy tickets for that. It's still available if you're looking for them. The Part of My Take live show is going to be in LA. We'll see you guys.
congrats on that. Seriously, that's a big accomplishment for you.
there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very, very happy about
Congratulations.
it. Very happy. All right. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Love you guys.
Goodbye.